Here is another question that I have received quite a few times and thought right now would be a good time to answer it. And that is whether or not you can build a load-bearing wall or install a load-bearing post. And when I say load-bearing post, this would include other poles that you might be able to use to provide some type of structural support. So let's go ahead and get started by breaking down the basement construction in an older home. This might not be the same situation in a home built, let's just say, after 1970. So let's go ahead and remove the floor joist, and then we'll go ahead and remove the brick walls. And I'm using brick. You could have blocks or even solid concrete walls and still have a similar type of construction. Now I want to go ahead and remove the upper section of soil there, so that I can explain some of the stuff better in the video. And of course, the most important thing I need to point out in this video is that there is a chance that your basement did not come with a concrete slab. However, it could have came with concrete footings. So what does that mean? That means there's a very good chance that the soil wasn't compacted properly, and you don't know if you have any rebar or any other type of reinforcement materials in the slab, and you don't even know what the concrete mix would be rated at, or even if it's an acceptable mix. So let's go ahead and get rid of the idea right now of building a structural load-bearing wall or support post on top of a concrete slab that you think is 10 inches thick. So now that I've made that point perfectly clear, let's go ahead with our tour. No slab, what our footings would look like. Just keep in mind that you might not have footings. The brick wall or the block wall might just go right into the soil. I have seen that done. You could have a house with no separate footings, that much lower than the original dirt that you would have been walking on when the home was brand new. And I'm not even going to get into waterproofing in this video because that's a whole nother ball of wax. So let's go ahead and talk about what we need to do next. You're interested in supporting something with a post or a wall, and that's going to require you to cut into the concrete slab and dig a hole for the footing or the post. And that way you know you're not going to be dealing with uncompacted soil or a concrete mix that you might not have ever seen before, or anyone else for that matter. So I hope that helps. Just going to kind of wrap the video up here by taking a little tour of what these things might look like in your basement with the walls and the concrete and the footing if you have a footing. And for those of you who are looking at this and saying, wait a minute, I don't have a drop down like this. I don't have a footing here. There's a very good chance that the footing isn't that large, or that the wall and the footing could be a little bit lower than your concrete slab, or even the dirt floor that the building originally came with, if it came with a dirt floor. And if you don't know, then you might want to find out, even though that still isn't going to change the fact that there's a very good chance you're going to need some type of a concrete footing to support a load-bearing wall or a load-bearing post. And by now, at the very least, you have a better idea of the reason why. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, let us know by hitting the thumbs up button or letting us know in the comment area.